Anyone growing up near San Antonio probably heard of the story about the donkey lady. There are many different variations, and since I've been looking into it, I'll try to post what I find here. On the south of San Antonio is a bridge known as the home of the donkey lady. Some say she's a ghost, while others say she's a living creature, half donkey, half human. The Donkey Lady Bridge is at the end of Jet Road, before it runs into Applewhite Road. She is said to live in these woods around the bridge and jumping on cars, damaging it when her hooves, if you park here too long. There are many stories of interesting about this San Antonio legend. Whether she's a ghost or a creature, the Donkey Lady story is scary and well known throughout many parts of Texas. Several stories detailed how the Donkey Lady came to be and how she became part donkey, part human. Some stories say she lost her children in the fire set by her husband. She was terribly disfigured in the fire, fusing her fingers and toes together, crafting hoof-like hands and feet. Her head was so badly burned in the fire that it healed in such a warped, elongated fashion, so it resembled that of a donkey. She roamed the area surrounding the bridge in South San Antonio nightly, crying for her children. She would routinely chase off anybody who bothered her by honking. Honking a car horn is supposedly the best way to get the attention of this beastly donkey lady. Another story about how the donkey lady came to be surrounded the same bridge area of South San Antonio. In the mid-50s, a woman would walk her donkey along the road to the field near her home to let the donkey graze. A boy claimed the woman's donkey had bitten him, so the boy's father and several of his friends plotted to grab the donkey as it was being walked by the woman to the fields. They waited in the woods, and they jumped out when she was walking by and tried to grab the rope from the woman that was leading her donkey. As they fought for the rope, the donkey accidentally fell into the stream and drowned. The men were walking away when the woman started throwing rocks at them. A rock hit one of the men, knocking him unconscious, so the other man grabbed the woman and threw her into the water, where she drowned. The spirit of the woman and her beloved donkey combined into one, and now angrily roam the area around the bridge. The Donkey Lady Ghost is said to have enormous strength, scary eyes, beastly screams, and rage that haunt any who bothers her or come into her vicinity. This story is not directly related to me, but happened to my friends of mine. I have known them all my life and have no reason not to believe them. One night in late 1987, while at my best friend's house, 4 fellow companions showed up. Bored and looking for something to do, we suggested to visit the Donkey Lady Bridge. This location was only a short drive from the house, 5 or 6 miles to be exact, and was local favorite of late night stories, and they agreed and were soon driving out of sight. About 6 hours later, their vehicle returned to our driveway with only one occupant, assuming he had taken the girls home and that he was ready to party in San Antonio. So we went out and anxious to greet him. But what we found in that car is something I will never forget. The windshields were busted, the front end dented, and then there appeared to be blood all over the hood. We immediately ran over to the driver's door to see if John was all right. However, John was just sitting there, staring out on the window with a blank expression on his face. After several minutes of constant badgering, we finally got him to talk. He, Lisa, Terry, and Jill arrived at the bridge. They began to honk their horns, trying to summon the legendary Donkey Lady. About 15 minutes is not seeing anything. They decided to go into the woods and look for themselves. What happened next was truly incredible. And if I hadn't have known John all my life and seen the car, I would have never believed him. While walking in the woods, John said he got the feeling that they were being watched. He immediately stopped and told everyone to be quiet. Looking around and evaluating the situation, he discovered what appeared to be 2 eyes staring at them off in the distance. These eyes seemed to be reflecting in the moonlight and were the color what he had said to be indescribable. The girls panicked and began to run back to the car. John was quickly to follow, and soon after he turned away, there was a horrible scream from a direction of the eyes. He described it as almost being a cry from an intelligent animal. Too afraid to turn around, he picked up the pace and he ran to the car. When he got there, the girls were already in the car, screaming for him to get in and leave. As he was trying to find his keys, he heard what seemed to be sounds of horse running in their direction. Starting the car, he slammed it into gear and put it on the floor. Suddenly, a figure appeared in the road in front of them. Too afraid to stop, John collided with the figure. It hit the hood of the car and rolled over the roof. Looking at his rearview mirror, he said he thought the figure got up and continued to pursue them. After hearing this and seeing the condition of the car, Steve and I immediately felt like this deserves a second look. John told us he would never return to that bridge again, but if we wanted to risk our lives, to go right ahead. Grabbing 2 flashlights and a pair of shotguns, which belongs to Steve's father, and they were the only ones he had, we jumped in my pickup and made our way to the bridge. As we drew closer, we slowed down and turned on the many off-road lights my truck had. This lit the road and the woods to the side of us as if it was daylight, giving us an outstanding view of the bridge as we approached. The first thing we noticed as the bridge drew near were the enormous amount of blood on the road. However, there were only signs of evidence we could find. Upon investigation of the woods by foot and with shotguns, we discovered what seemed to be several tracks of small, unshoed horse leading to the road. After several hours of looking and not finding anything, we returned to the house. By the time John had already found his way home, and we laid in bed, too excited to sleep. To this day, none of the 4 individuals involved in the story had returned to that bridge. Did John actually see and struck the donkey lady that night? Or was it merely a stray pony startled by their presence? All I know is that something was there that night, and it scared our friends half to death.